So the issue of supplementary and realignment of order is all right. Ruling parties has right to give supplementary business, and chairman can decide. After that, we defer agenda. Thank you. So now the Taxation Laws Amendment Bill 2021. Srimati Nirmala Sitharaman to move a motion for consideration of Taxation Laws Amendment Bill 2021. Honorable Minister.
Sir, I rise to move that the bill further to amend the Income Tax Act 1961 and the Finance Act 2012 as passed by the Lok Sabha be taken into consideration. Sir, can I...
Yes, please speak.
Sir, this is a very important bill, but I start with saying a word about the opposition members, sir. When this was passed in the Lok Sabha, this is actually, as members would know, honourable members would know, this is a bill which is amending a clarificatory amendment which was brought in 2012 by the then UPA, of which, of course, the Congress was the lead party. And that amendment since then has put so many questions on how taxes can be used in a retrospective context. Let's first, all of us, I want to make this absolutely plain, even as we are doing this. The sovereign right that India has to tax is not being questioned. I am not here to say we are doing something to dilute that. Not at all. We are keeping the sovereign right of India to tax absolutely intact. But with that said, when it was retrospectively applied, causing a complete disturbance in the scheme of things for businesses, creating uncertainties, and in fact, this amendment was brought in at the time when Supreme Court had said what is here is not right. And therefore, even after the Supreme Court said that this amendment of 2012 to the Finance Act was not right, they went ahead with it, and the idea is a sovereign government has right to tax, but to apply it in retrospect has created a lot of discontentment. And it is only to that extent that we want to bring in this amendment, and I respectfully submit that my honourable predecessor, late Shri Arun Jaitley, had even in 2014 during the budget session very clearly said that we are not in favour of retrospective taxation, and that particular amendment of 2012 is something which we will not be happy with. At the same time, even then he had suggested that no other corrective amendment could be made then because two matters had already under that gone to the courts. And because it had gone to the court, it was only right and it was only proper to wait for a logical conclusion to be arrived at in those two cases. And the logical conclusion came in September 2020 in one case and in December 2020 in the other case. And because they came in at that time, for us to go through the details of what judgments had come through the arbitration, we couldn't have brought it in the budget session of 2021 because budget session also was very quickly concluded because of the second wave probably onsetting at that time. And then now, because the earliest after that session is this session, we are bringing in this amendment now. What is interesting, sir, and I find this contradiction repeatedly showing in the case of the Congress party, it was a clarificatory amendment against a Supreme Court order brought in by the Congress party. And they didn't do any correction to it. Now, after that, when it went to the arbitration and when we had committed to make sure that we will do the necessary amendment, and when this was passed, honourable members, through the chair, I would like to remind them, when this was passed a couple of days ago in the Lok Sabha, honourable former finance minister belonging to the Congress party, I'm not even naming him here, welcomed it. He welcomed it, saying it's come rather too late, it should have come even early, but it's all right that it's come now. If a former finance minister belonging to the party had said that, today for the party to walk out just reveals how there is no one view coming out from the opposition belonging to even one party, that is the Congress party. They speak one thing here, they speak one thing in the Lok Sabha, they speak something else outside when they are in the media's glare. Unfortunately, when we expect the opposition, and when the opposition also demands from us constantly that it has to be discussed, every bill has to be discussed, they do not want to discuss a bill which was passed by the Lok Sabha, which was welcomed by their own Honourable Finance Minister. And this kind of a dichotomy in the positions that they periodically take is amazing. And just doesn't explain what is it that they want out of the House. Sir, with that said, I just want to highlight, sir, that this amendment is so required, particularly when we are looking for a clear message to be said that India is a responsible democracy. We take our laws seriously, particularly the tax-related laws. We want to be sure that there is a consistency. And without consistency in your taxation, obviously businesses are not going to be able to go forward. And in this particular case, I want to highlight the fact that 17 cases in which we had raised a demand, in which Government of India had raised a demand based on the retrospective clarificatory order of 2012, most of the cases are in various stages of litigation. In a couple of cases, of course, the proceedings were stayed by the Honourable High Courts. And in 4 of these cases, taxpayers have invoked arbitrations and under the respective bilateral investment treaty agreement. And of the 4, in 2 of them is where we have heard the judgments, the arbitral orders, one coming in September 2020 and the other one coming in December 2020. In this, I want to also say, from among the opposition members who had participated in the debate then, sir, it's interesting that former 2 ministers from our side, both late Sri Jaitley and Sri Piyush Goyal, who is the leader of the House now, have been very clearly speaking as to why it is necessary to correct this anomaly which had come up. I quote the Honourable Leader of the House, Sri Piyush Goyal, who was then as Finance Minister, said, I quote, "Sir, investments and saving rates are falling. Monetary policy which is being used to arrest inflation is only causing more pain. In this climate of policy flip-flop, they bring in a large number of retrospective amendments in the finance bill. Nobody is against taxing foreign incomes which relate to assets in India. I think this whole House can unanimously support such a resolution, but do not make it retroactive in nature and don't make the people lose confidence in the judicial system of India when the Supreme Court of India gives a certain ruling." So, this was said in the Rajya Sabha debate on 15th May 2012 when this amendment was made and discussions were held. I'm in fact astonished that the members of DMK and ADMK are with us. Here, Sri Navaneetha Krishnan is present. But DMK, in that time, through one of its members, T.M. Selva Ganapathy, belonging to the DMK, had said, "Sir," and I quote here, "Sir, my apprehension is, will it stand the test or the scrutiny of law, especially when the courts have declared that the income tax cannot tax such companies and there is no provision? The retrospective effect that is given in the amendment would certainly lead to protracted litigation in the courts." This, the DMK member said on 15th May 2012, and he was probably absolutely right. He saw what the litigation can do. From 2012 till today, litigations have been going on. So was one of the members of ADMK. ADMK is, of course, with us, supporting us here, but even then, one of the members, Ravi Bernard, had said, "Sir," I quote, "I also suggest that retrospective amendments to clarify the position of law should be done at the earliest point in time when the issue stems up at the beginning of the controversy, rather than allowing controversy to reach the highest court of the land." So, unquote. Sir, again, Sri Shashi Tharoor, a member of the Lok Sabha, but I quote him because I'm quoting all of the members and the Congress party is not here to hear. He said, at that time when Sri Jaitley in July 2014 had clearly said this is not a right tax, but however, because of the litigation which is going on, he can't do anything about it. Sri Shashi Tharoor in 2014, July, said, and I quote, the budget did not spell out clear plans for rationalizing these subsidies, talking about a subsidy, recapitalizing of public sector banks, and did not repeal the retrospective tax amendment. He said that, sir, and I'm quoting, the budget did not repeal the retrospective tax amendment that was expected by the investing community, unquote. So Sri Shashi Tharoor in Lok Sabha in 2014 says it. Sri P. Chidambaram, who is the former finance minister, welcomes it, but the Congress party will not be here to, together with us, pass this very important amendment bill. And in the Congress, again, TMC members have staged to walk out, and I'm surprised at that. Professor Saugata Roy, in the Lok Sabha, TMC, in 2014, when Sri Jaitley stood up to speak about this, along with the budgetary proposals, he said, I think the finance minister, I'm quoting, sir, I think the finance minister has missed a great opportunity to break from the past and chart a new course. In 1991, Manmohan Singh had broken new ground by dismantling the Raisins Raj, referring Sikh PSU to the BIFR, and by opening up the doors for the foreign investment. His budget is still called a landmark budget. Mr. Jaitley has failed to abolish retrospective taxation and fix a time frame for introducing the direct tax code regime and introduce goods and services tax. We've done all this, and today they're walking out. Professor Saugata Roy in Lok Sabha, TMC's very senior member, says in 2014 that you will have to. Jaitley has failed to abolish. We are achieving that now. And Jaitley had very clearly conceded, saying he can't abolish it now because they are all sub judice and wait for them to become to come to a logical conclusion. So just to remind, sir, as to how they say one thing, and when the actual thing happens, for fear that the credit goes off to our side, they do not want to participate, which is really unfortunate, sir, because the credit comes to us and they don't want to. They came up with a wrong law by amendment, and then they welcome it now when we are correcting it, but they don't want to be here when actual correction happens. Sir, I had already spoken about the importance of this. The litigations are going on. It's a small amendment. We are only bringing a clarification and also making sure that we reiterate our position that we continue to have the sovereign right intact. That's not getting diluted. Of course, for people, several of them, in 17 cases, several of them have not paid any tax, protesting, saying, no, we will not pay. However, in one case where the payment was made, no, 3 cases where payments were made, one was a slightly bigger amount, 2 others were fairly 45 crores and 44 crores, are the 3 instances where refund will have to be given now that we are bringing this amendment. Even for them, the provision is made, and we are seeking the Parliament's approval. Lok Sabha has approved. It's a money bill. It's coming here. It has to be just returned. But I would want the wise members of the upper house to also give us the support and backing to make India appear very clearly transparent in its taxation processes. And therefore, sir, without expanding too much more, this is just a right decision, which had to be taken years ago. But because the matter was in the courts, arbitral courts, we want to make sure that subsequent to that, we are doing it. Any such correction to the arbitral process, any such correction to the retrospective taxation, any correction to the retrospective taxation should be through Indian laws and not through any of the courts outside. So, in order that we restore this position through the laws in India, Parliament it is which will have to take a call. Lok Sabha has taken a call. Honourable members of this August House, which is the upper house, also kindly support this bill which has come after the Lok Sabha has considered it and passed it. So I would request the members here to please join us in supporting this bill and returning it to the Lok Sabha. Thank you very much.
Honorable Member. Motion moved. Now members desiring to speak may do so. Dr. Amar Patnaik.
For gallery poll.